Welcome back to the channel. I'm Rochelle. This is Brampton Gardener, and today I'm going to show you what I think is the easiest way to start cannas from seed. Now, you might be asking, why on earth would you want to start cannas from seed? And one of the reasons is you can get a lot of different varieties. You can seed swap with different people, and you get blooms that first year. So they're not going to be as big of a plant or bloom as you would get from, say, a tuber, but you're still going to get blooms. They work really, really well in planters because the root system is not as big. So you're still going to get the spikes, you're going to get the blooms, but they're not going to take over the containers, which I've actually had them crack a container before because the tubers grow so big and vigorous. Not so much in the first few years. So when you grow it from seed or when you start with a really small tuber, they work better in pots and planters. And I love to have at least one or two in my planters out front. So I'm going to go through the different varieties and I'm going to show you how I do this. So I have my cups because you need to nick them and then soak them. And they can take up to a week and you'll see them starting to sprout. And as soon as you see them starting to sprout, that's when you can stick them into some soil. So we have about a week before I have to worry about getting my soil blocks ready for them. So we are gonna get started on the different varieties. So not gonna lie, some of these varieties I have harvested from city planters, and some of them have come from like my own planters, friends' planters, and I've done a few seed swaps. So the first thing you need to do is figure out what kind of container you're going to use. I have these, this one's dirty. We're going to start with this one here. Now this one says extra small orange canna. So this is one I grew myself, and it was just a very, very dwarf canna lily, which is, like I said, great for containers. So I'm going to label my cups with the varieties. So I will do that, and then I will come back and talk you through, because you don't need to see me labeling everything. But one of my labeling tips, I like to use tape onto the containers because then I can reuse them. And make sure you can read your labels. So when I did my trays out in the greenhouse last week, I used pencil on this dark blue tape. And normally I use the green tape and the pencil shows up just fine. I could read the pencil as I was writing it out in the greenhouse because it was so bright. Once I brought it up into my bedroom, under those grow lights, the way the lights were hitting it, it was really hard to see. So I had to go back in with a white paint marker. So this white pencil shows up fine. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do all this, and I'll meet you back here in a few minutes. Okay, and you might be wondering, what on earth am I going to do with this many canna lilies? Well, that is a future me problem. Okay, don't worry, I always find places, and if I have any extras, I can always give them away, right? So I'm only going to be starting like a couple of each variety, unless I know, oh my gosh, I really, really want a lot of these. A lot of them are kind of similar. I have pink that say HD on them, then I have light pink, I have a regular pink, and then I have a hot pink. So I only need a few of those. And then some of them I don't have very many seeds at all. So I'm probably going to be starting between 2 to 4 of each variety. So, and they won't all germinate, right? I always tell myself every time I rely on maybe poor germination rates so that I don't have too many plants, I end up having really good germination. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to just line these all up here. I'm not going to add water until I get them up the stairs. I'll put them on a tray and then I'll add the water then. So I'm clearing the space. So we'll start with the mango. Okay, so a lot of people are like, what? You can start cannas from seed? I thought you could only do them from tubers. And that is the most common way, but yes, you can start them from seed. And there are a gazillion different videos on YouTube. I've done several myself already on starting cannas. I tried several different methods in one of the videos. I can link that down below if you want to see what I thought of some of the other varieties, methods, but my absolute favorite is to use these dog trimmers. And this one has this little blade thing that covers this side. It's like a guide or a guard. And I like to use that because then it keeps less chance of the seed part going flying. Don't ask. So basically, the seed is so hard that if you just planted it or put it in water, they say it can take up to 10 years to germinate. So you have to nick it or scarify it. So you just, but you don't need a lot. You really just need, okay, I can't have that covering too much because I gotta see. I just kind of put it in a little tiny bit and shave that off. And that's all you have to do. They're very round and rolly. I'll come show you up close. So hopefully you can see what I'm going to do here. I'm actually going to pull the guard back just so you can see it better. So here is the seed. And I'm just going to come in and just, like, you don't want to do it right in half. You just want to come right at the end, just like that. That's all you have to do. So some people will use a nail file and things like that, which is hard because they're so round. And I don't know. I think some people like to make things harder than they need to be. You just need to see the white. Or yeah, there you are. You just need to be able to see the white like that. That just means the water is going to be able to go in and penetrate the seeds. So I'm just going to go through, keep the bags, the containers on these and store them because I'm hoping to save seeds off of mine this year. I do find that a lot of the like super hybrid varieties, they don't produce a ton of seed. Some of them I only got like 1 or 2 seeds off of, whereas my like Giant King Humberts, like they produce a ton of seeds, which I am not starting from seed because I have a ton of tubers. So, all right, mango is done. So now I'm going to tell you the varieties. This one is extra small orange. And none of these labels or titles are like official. It's just what I've decided to label them. So probably I'm going to do 4 of these, but being as they're extra small like that, that means they'll be really good for containers. Kind of like a dwarf variety, right? Cannas come in all different sizes. So there's 1. And they're very round and they're very slippery. Three. There we go. All right. And these say hot pink. I think these were really, really bright pink. They were in my planter, and there's only 4 seeds. We're going to start all 4. They were in my planter on the hill, and I was like, ooh, those are fantastic. So I had to actually protect that planter because it was towards the fall, and I didn't want the plant to die before I had a chance to get some seeds off of it. So I did I set it inside a greenhouse so I could, oops. They're very roly-poly. Fortunately, Dexter is not interested in them right now. I'm actually going to stack these so it'll be easier to take upstairs. Okay, these are the orange Canna Library. Okay, and these say pink HD, so. Oh, that went right in my eye. Oh. All right, we're gonna have a little eye protection. Light pink cannas. I'll do 4 of these as well. Nope, 4. Let's go. So another nice thing about doing 4 of each is I'm going to be using my Fisker's soil blocker, and when I do the small version on that, it does 4 in a clump. So that way I can just do each clump is going to be 1 plant. And then when they get too big for that, I'm probably going to pot them up into something else. Okay, so these are yellow. There we go. I can't see with the sunglasses. Now these both say pink Canna, so I'm going to do maybe 2 from each bag and just see. All right, and my last two is orange and red, but I don't think these are the giant King Humberts because they came in this bag from my friend. I think these were from Marsha. So I think those were just a nice bright red with like a green leaf, because my red ones have like the big red leaves as well. So it's nice to have a different variety of the greenery in the containers as well. It's hard to do it and look at the camera. And there we have 10 different varieties of cannas that we started. It did not take that long. How long has this video been running? It's been like 16 minutes. So, and that's like with all the chit chat and everything. So, yeah. Quick and easy. I'm going to put just a little bit of water in the bottom of these, and I will just make sure that the water doesn't look gross. I can kind of change them out every few days if I need to. Also, you can put in a splash of hydrogen peroxide, which will help speed up the process, and you're less likely to have to change the water if that's a concern. And you could totally stack these with like a ½ inch of water in there. I don't see how that would be a problem. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we will see these sprouting soon. I'll do some update videos, so don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss seeing them sprouting. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.